G'day cocktail lovers. This is essentially a daiquiri variation. It's called a Ranglum. It's a daiquiri if like a daiquiri grew up on the wrong side of town. Got into a bit of trouble, maybe spent some time on the inside. Still got a harder gold, but it's not as light as a daiquiri. It's got a bit more of an edge to it. That's the metaphor I am going with for the Ranglum. I'm going to give it a quick taste. It's got the vibe of a daiquiri, but it's got more intense flavors, and it honestly works really well. Let me take you through the ingredients. This has a split rum base. A daiquiri would usually be made with a lighter rum or a white rum. This actually specifically called for a more full-bodied rum. One of the ones that was recommended when I was looking at was an El Dorado 12-year-old. I have an El Dorado 15-year-old, so I'm going with that. But it also calls for high-proof unaged white rum. Wray Nephew is one that's often recommended in this area. That's a little difficult to get to Australia. I've actually got a locally made overproof rum, Killick Silver, and it's won them lots of awards. It is a really tasty, and it's got that real funky vibe that a lot of Jamaican rums have. So I think this is a worthwhile substitute for Wray Nephew. There's also falernum in here. There are a few falernums on the market. I've seen some good recipes for making your own. This is a traditional one, John D. Taylor's, the Spirit of Barbados, and we've got a little sugar syrup and lime juice as well. So you can see it is relatively close to a daiquiri. It just has some bigger, bolder flavors going on, and I'll show you right now how to make it. In a shaker, put 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of your dark rum, then put 1/4 ounce, 7.5 mils of an overproof white rum, then 1/2 ounce or 15 mils of falernum, then 1/2 ounce or 15 mils of lime juice, and then just around a bar spoon or 5 mils of sugar syrup. Add ice to the glass, shake that for 10 to 15 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and then I'm straining that into a rocks glass over a big chunk of sexy clear ice, and for a garnish I am using a dried wheel of lime. You could of course garnish this with a fresh lime wheel or a lime wedge. I just thought with the darker flavors, the actual dried lime set it off really nicely. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but with dried fruit, they actually have a more intense aroma than the fresh fruit, because it's like it's been concentrated in there. So you're getting a little waft of lime each time you bring this up for a sip, which is very nice. It's not a completely clear drink, but it's still a good call, me using the sexy clear ice, and I'm always letting you know, you really should do it. I just think it looks great in drinks, but it also melts more slowly and keeps the drink colder for longer. Lots of reasons to do it. Mostly I do it because it's fun. You should be seeing a link right about now to my guide to how to do it without any special equipment or taking up a lot of freezer space. All you need is a double-walled insulated coffee cup. And I feel like almost everyone has those these days. So check that out, and please come back and see me again sometime, where I'll be making more cocktails. But look after yourself in the meantime. Until I do see you again, I'll say cheers.